Howdy, folks.
Howdy.
As Craig said, I'm here to sing you a song. It's called The Ballad of Quiet Harry. And it's catching you up on what happened last year. How many of you saw the melodrama last year? Okay, so that's a good number of you. If you didn't see it and you don't understand the song, then just ask the person next to you who did see it to raise their hand and they'll tell you what's going on. Okay, so it goes kind of quick. Try to keep up. If you get the hang of it, go ahead and sing along, especially on the Quiet Harrys. Okay? Or if you've already heard it, if you've been here this year already, sing along loud. Well, down at the Circle D Wagons Ranch, Miss Blossom was in a tough circumstance when rustlers were taking her cattle away. She was trying to save the ranch with her ma and a couple of ranch hands, one an outlaw and the other one who had a lot to say. They called him Quiet Harry, and not 'cause he was shy. They called him Quiet Harry, and let me tell you why. Because Quiet Harry was no ordinary, say only what needs to be said kind of guy. Well, the ranch foreman, who they all called Shane, was really a man by a different name. Black Bart Bushwhacker, who chose the outlaw life. With Scarlet Vixen and some other bad folks, he stole the cows till Miss Blossom was broke. Then he had the nerve to ask her to be his wife. And he took Quiet Harry into town away from the ranch. He took Quiet Harry to watch Scarlet Vixen dance. Because Quiet Harry was no ordinary, figure out what's going on kind of guy. Well, Steve Dashing was hired to help the guys, but he was a lawman in disguise. He put Black Bart in jail and saved the day. Then Steve and Blossom fell in love and did what they'd been dreaming of, which was settle down in a place not far away. And they left Quiet Harry to figure out what he should do. So then Quiet Harry got a new job picking fruit, because Quiet Harry was no ordinary, sit around doing nothing kind of guy. They call him Quiet Harry, and not 'cause he is shy. They call him Quiet Harry, and let me tell you why. Because Quiet Harry is no ordinary, say only what needs to be said kind of guy. Everybody now. They call him Quiet Harry, and not 'cause he is shy. They called him Quiet Harry, and let me tell you why. Because Quiet Harry is no ordinary, say only what needs to be said kind of guy. Thank you.
Then we want to try and catch hot lead. I gotta find me a nice quiet place to plan me a little revenge on a do-good backstabbing varmint named Quiet Harry. Everybody knows that when Black Bart plans a revenge, it's gonna be something special.
Morning, Mabel.
Well, hi there, Mr. Friendly. Anything interesting in the paper today?
Nope. You being new to these parts, you might not know that not much happens around these parts, and, well, unless it rains.
What happens when it rains?
Well, it rains.
Well, anything exciting in the paper today?
Well, new sheriff says he should be catching that rustling ring any day now.
I hope he catches them mangy polecats and catches them quick.
Well, he been saying that since he got here, and it ain't been done yet. Now this is interesting. It says here that there's gonna be a new railroad coming right through this part of the country.
Well, that ought to liven things up around here.
Well, if the San Juan Record says it's so, then it must be so.
The San Juan Record is the best newspaper in these here parts.
Well, matter of fact, it's the only newspaper in these parts. Oh yeah, there ain't much in these parts for a lonely old man to do except read the weekly paper. It's a good thing I read slow, ain't it?
Well, you're not lonely, Pa.
Well, it sure seems that way with all the neighbors gone away.
Moved to the city, did they?
Oh yeah, that hussy woman made them a deal they couldn't refuse.
Sheila Hussey? Do you mean the beautiful, seductive, notorious dance hall girl and saloon keeper Sheila Hussey?
Well, sounds like you think you know her.
Oh, know her? No. I've never even heard of her.
Oh yeah? Well, her name is Sheila, and she is a looker. But she ain't any of those other things you say she is.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, she's a lawyer.
Oh, that's worse than I thought.
Well, still, it is nice to have her company when she comes around and try to buy the farm. It's just not the same around here with Ma and the neighbors and the children away.
Well, your youngest girl Felicity is still here.
Oh yeah, but it's just kind of quiet with just Felicity and you and the new hired man around the old fruit farm.
Oh, yes, I can't wait to meet him.
Well, since he's been here, he's done the work of two fellas.
Well, that's good. Well, he'll be in for lunch. I'm sure I'll meet him then.
Oh, give me a home where the fruit fresh is grown, where the fruit flies are sleeping all day. Now, howdy, folks.
You!
Who?
Him?
Me? Do I know you, man?
No! We've only just met. How could you possibly know me when we've only just met?
Sorry, it just seems you look like a lady. Looks like a lady I used to know.
Well, Harry, this here's our new chief cook and bottle washer, Miss Mabel Millstone. Miss Millstone, this is...
Why, and Harry?
Well, I ain't said nothing yet. Not that I was gonna say nothing. Of course, a fella kind of likes a chance not to say what he ain't gonna say before folks snap at him.
Right, Harry.
This is trouble. And trouble in a big way. If Harry here recognizes me, I'm finished. And it'd be such a shame if I had to leave this fruit farm. Such a nice place to live, and Pa's such a nice fellow to work for. Just break my heart if I had to go. Well, if you'll excuse me, I best be checking on lunch.
Anything wrong, Mabel?
No. What could possibly be wrong?
Well, I got a question for you, ma'am.
It wasn't me!
What weren't you?
How could you possibly even think it was me? I wasn't even around when that happened.
When what happened?
Oh, well, whenever you think whatever happened, I was someplace else when it happened.
I'm sort of wishing I was someplace else right about now myself.
Okay, Harry. I can't promise you won't be shocked by the answer, but go ahead and ask.
I was just gonna ask you what was for lunch.
Oh, I knew that.
Have you got a big lunch planned?
Oh, I hope you do, because I got a mighty big hunger built up. Why, I'm hungrier than a bear coming out of a deep sleep. I'm hungrier than a pot-bellied possum at harvest time. In fact, I'm hungrier than a pig at slopping time.
Quiet, Harry. So, what's for lunch?
Beans.
Eggs?
Oh, well, I cooked them this time.
Oh, well, I'm sure they're mighty tasty.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah, well, we've got pancakes. Sort of.
What's a sort of pancake?
Well, it started out as a cake, but it didn't get quite past the pan. Okay, I gotta go.
She don't seem like much of a cook, Mr. Friendly.
Well, no matter how bad she's lacking, she ain't as bad a cook as my daughter Felicity.
Miss Felicity can't be that bad.
Oh yeah! Last time that girl made me a cup of tea, she burned the water!
That joke's older than you are, ain't it?
Oh yeah! So, Harry, what have you been up to today?
Well, I've been picking fruit. What else would a hired man on a fruit farm be doing with his time?
Oh, yeah, you do have a good point there, Harry.
You know, Pop, working on Fred and Frida's friendliest fine fresh family fruit farm is just about the finest job I've ever had.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you to say, Harry.
Well, it weren't easy for me to say, but I'm getting the hang of it. First few times I tried saying Fred and Frida's friendliest fine fresh family fruit farm, well, I hurt myself. Howdy, Miss Felicity.
Hello, Harry. Hello, Father.
How's my girl today?
Oh, I'm wonderful, Father. It is such a sunny and beautiful day. The meadow is lush and green, and the flowers so beautiful and bright. I picked some for you, and some for Harry.
Ain't it nice the way she lights up the room? You think you may be able to help me with my reading a little later? Well, I just got me a new Flint Westwood Time novel.
Couldn't we find something more uplifting to read? Those Flint Westwood books are just so icky.
Oh, but they're exciting stories about a brave and fearless lawman fighting for truth and justice and such.
But they're full of shooting and fighting and icky.
Well, I suppose it's more important that he learn to read than what he reads.
Can you, Miss Felicity? Please?
Well, after lunch I was gonna go pick more wildflowers, but I suppose learning to read is more important than romping through the fields.
Thanks, Miss Felicity.
I better see if I can help Mabel in the kitchen. She tries hard, but she seems to be all thumbs.
Seems to be somebody knocking at the door.
Seems like. Suppose one of us should answer it? Is there?
Seems like. Oh, yeah. Harry, maybe you ought to answer that.
Sorry for just walking in, but no one answered the door. What an interesting hovel you have here. much more the pity. And who do we have here?
Well, I'm Harry.
Stand closer to the razor next time.
She's funny.
And so are you, but looks aren't everything, I suppose. Now, Mr. Friendly, let's see if we get down to brass tacks.
Well, now wait just a minute, Miss Hussey. Harry, don't you have something to do?
You
We'll find something. While you're at it, do some thinking about what them cattle be doing in the fruit orchard.
Okay, I will.
Have you given any more thought to my more than generous offer for your fine fruit farm, Mr. Friendly?
Well, I reckon that the answer is still no.
Mr. Friendly, you are being unreasonable.
Well, I have listened to all your offers and, well, they just don't quite appeal to me.
Mr. Friendly, I can make the offer more appealing.
I'm not quite sure how.
Haven't you noticed that all of your neighbors are gone?
Well, they're lost.
You aren't getting any younger.
Well, I still have my health.
All of your children are gone.
Well, it was time that they moved on with their own lives.
Don't you want to give your sweet daughter Felicity a better life?
Well, I suppose she has most everything she needs.
You are a tough nut to crack, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
All right, then. Let's sweeten the deal. I'll give you, let's say, a third of what this place is worth, and then I'll resell it to the railroad people for twice what it's worth.
So you keep most of the money for selling my land to the railroad. That just don't hardly seem fair.
And I pay the taxes, as if I paid taxes. I'm saving you a fortune in taxes. It really just doesn't get much better than that, Mr. Friendly. What do you think?
Well, I think that your corset might be strung just a bit tight.
Now listen here, you.
Pop Friendly! Pop Friendly! I figured it out! It took me every bit of my brain power I got, but I figured it out.
Figured what out, Harry?
Well, what you asked me about?
What I asked you?
You don't remember? Shucks, I was hoping you did.
He asked you if you had someplace else to be.
No, that wasn't it. It was, it was something about why there are so many cattle down in the orchard.
Why are there so many cattle in the orchard of a fruit farm?
Now that is a good question.
That's it!
What's it?
The question?
What question?
Are you paying attention?
I was sort of hoping one of you were.
Is he always like this?
Well, he has his bad days too. So, Harry, did you figure out what the critter be doing in the fruit orchard?
Well, maybe you best ask the sheriff.
Now, Harry, why would I ask the sheriff what the cattle be doing in the orchard when I hired you to keep track of the orchard that the cattle are in?
Well, because it was his idea to put them there. And I haven't been very good with ideas. Well, maybe you just best ask Sheriff Bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker? Sheriff Bushwhacker?
Sounds like you might know him, Mabel.
Know him?
No, no, no. I've never heard of him. I've never set eyes on him.
Goodness, she's getting more worked up than a lawyer at a train wreck.
You! You? Me? It is you, isn't it? Oh, it's me, but I swear I'm not who you think I am. Well, who do you think I am? How should I know? Who do you think I am? I must be mistaken. There's no mistaking who she is. I know exactly who she is. She can make herself up as plain as she wants, but I know who she is. Perhaps if she's hiding out here, I can use it against her later. Whoa! It's just that in this light, you remind me of someone I used to know. Sheila Hussey. Should have known that hussy Sheila Hussey would recognize me. I'm gonna have to watch my step around her. And with a bushwhacker around, I'm gonna have to be even extra careful. Pa, I was just coming to tell you that lunch is ready.
Well, and I'll be ready to eat it too. Just as soon as I get me a blindfold.
And so am I.
Harry, could you stay and talk to me for a while?
But it's lunchtime.
There'll be plenty for everybody, Harry.
And like as not, there'll be seconds too.
Harry, come sit by me and tell me about the sheriff. Is he a tall fella? Beady eyes, roughly speaking, and a beard that looks like it has mange in it?
Then you do know him?
I've never set eyes on him in my life, but I do know a bushwhacker when I see one.
Oh, but he ain't no normal bushwhacker.
None of them are. Could it be my old friend Black Bart? If it is him, he'll be up to dirty business, which may cut into my own dirty dealings. Harry, tell me something.
Well, I do my best, but you best not expect too much. Talking ain't really what I do best. Of course, I do talk. Matter of fact, it seems I talk too much. Of course, when I talk, it seems I say nothing.
Quiet, Harry. Now tell me about the sheriff. His name wouldn't happen to be Bart, would it?
Heck no. Why, if it was, I'd be madder than a wet polecat. I'd be meaner than a cattleman on a herd of sheep. Well, I'd be one
I
mad.
get it. You would be upset. Now tell me everything that you know about this sheriff.
Yay!
Why not just ask the sheriff?
Well, I would if he... Harry, did your voice change?
Oh, Sheriff! We was just talking about you.
I know. Harry? Why don't you introduce me to your pretty friend?
Well, this here's Miss Sheila Hussey.
I think you already know me, Sheriff.
I never forget a pretty face, and if I'd knowed you, I wouldn't be asking.
Well, you got a pretty short memory then, Sheriff.
Well, I'll be heading to lunch now.
He's been out to lunch since I've known him.
I heard that the new sheriff was a bushwhacker, but I had no idea you were the bushwhacker.
There's a lot of bushwhackers.
But there's only one Black Bart bushwhacker.
That's a secret you'll be taking to your grave.
Hold on there, big fella. I'm not gonna give you away.
You're not?
I've always respected you, Bart. Ever since you gave the commencement speech in my finishing school.
You went to finishing school?
The Scarlet Vixen School for Saloon Ladies and Dance Hall Girls.
That would have finished most young women. So you were a student of Scarlet's?
I was her best student.
No small feat. As a matter of fact, I have some unfinished business to finish with Scarlet. So, Sheila, what are you doing here?
A land grab deal. I found out the railroad was coming through town and managed to buy up most of the land for peanuts before news got out. but these friendlies are holding out on me. What about you, Bart? Are you a sheriff for real, or do you have something a little more sinister in mind?
Name's Ringo now. Sheriff Ringo Bushwhacker. See, it occurred to me that being a sheriff would be the perfect cover for a rustler.
Well, that explains all the cattle in the fruit orchard.
The perfect place to hide them.
See, you met the sheriff, Miss Hussey.
We'll talk later.
You bet we will. But in the meantime, Pa, why don't you give me a tour of your beautiful fruit farm? I just love fresh fruit.
Well, matter of fact, I could use some fresh air after lunch. Matter of fact, I could use some lunch after that lunch.
Didn't you like lunch, Daddy?
Oh, yeah, I think it's time I give Miss Hussey a tour. Miss Hussey?
Huh. Sweet little me alone with sweet little her. I wonder what's gonna happen next. My goodness, do my eyes deceive me?
Well, Sheriff, what do your eyes tell you?
They tell me that I'm looking at the sweetest thing I've seen on these here plains in a long time.
You are so sweet.
Miss Felicity, I am ready for my reading lesson. Just as soon as you're ready to give it. I hope I wasn't interrupting nothing.
Not at all, Harry. I'm sure me and Miss Friendly will have time to talk later. Harry, have you taken care of that little matter we was discussing earlier?
What matter, Sheriff?
The Brandon?
Oh, that matter. No, nothing yet.
Why not?
I'm still on my break.
Well, get to it and get to it quick.
You betcha, Sheriff.
Miss Friendly,
Ready for your reading lesson, Harry?
Well, I was born ready.
Oh, hello, Father. Did Miss Hussey go home?
No, but I wish she would. If she comes back here, tell her I didn't. You two gonna do some reading?
Harry's reading has gotten much better, Father.
Well, just remember, little learning is a dangerous thing.
What's that supposed to mean?
I never learned that part of it. It's too dangerous.
Ready, Harry?
Well, you betcha. Flint Westwood walked into the smoke-filled saloon. Oh, saloon. And saw the three Pettis brothers at the bar.
That's very good, Harry.
Thanks. The gay and merry piano music ended suddenly as the piano player saw the steely look in Flint's deep as you are eyes.
Azure.
Gesundheit!
It's a color, Harry.
What color is it?
Blue.
Well, why not just say blue?
It's just a more interesting way of saying things.
How can it be more interesting if I don't even know what they're talking about?
Keep reading, Harry.
Okay. Silence filled the room as all eyes turned Flint. His tall, lean, and muscular body filled the door of the saloon.
Everybody knew Flint was there to do business, and his business was bringing wrongdoers to justice. The card playing and drinking ended as the patrons parted as the waters of the Red Sea. The bartender knew there was trouble coming and ducked for cover behind the thick mahogany bar. It was time for the Pettis brothers to answer for their crime. Tony, the oldest of the Pettis brothers and the meanest, asked if Westwood was there for them. Flint smiled a sad smile, showing his perfect white teeth, and said, "Reckon I am."
Well, I read that part almost perfect.
Quiet, Harry. Suddenly, all three Pettis brothers moved for their six-shooters. All three were as fast-boiled rattlesnakes. Fast they were not as fast as the gun of Flint Westwood.
Oh, it's not, ain't it?
Quiet, Harry. Flint was faster, but he never used his shooting iron in anger, but always used it on the side of the log. His hand moved as gently as a spring breeze and as fast as summer lightning. In the blink of an eye, 4 6 guns blaze fire. Like the heat from 100 suns as lead flies between the forces of good and evil. The saloon is filled with the bitter smoke of gunpowder and the deafening sound of silence. My, that was exciting. Harry? Harry? Harry, are you all right?
Reckon I am, miss.
You sound odd, Harry.
Harry? Reckon you got the wrong name, miss.
Well, if you aren't Harry, then who are you?
Well, I'm the man with no name, ma'am.
Then what should I call you?
Well, folks, they call me Flint Westwood.
Now this is exciting. Are you sure you're Flint Westwood?
Well, there's not too many folks I'd rather be.
Oh dear. All my life I've hoped to meet a strong man, a silent man, who would love me and protect me. Could this be my chance at happiness with Flint? Flint or Harry? Mr. Westwood, what are you doing here?
You can call me Flint. I reckon I remember hearing about a Black Bart bushwhacker around these parts.
You're here after Black Bart's bushwhacker?
Reckon I am. And, I reckon I'd like to spend a little time getting to know you too.
You do?
I do. But I've got a problem with that, ma'am.
You do?
I do. See? I don't know your name, miss.
I'm Felicity Friendly.
Right, friendly name, Miss Friendly. It's nice to make your acquaintance.
And it's very nice to make yours.
Your hair smells like spring rain.
Felicity! Felicity!
Father, what's wrong?
She's after me! What's the matter with Harry?
Oh, that's not Harry.
Well, if it ain't me, then who's in my boots?
Well, it's Flint was wrong.
Well, nothing's wrong with me, but I think you may have spent too much time in the sun.
Now, don't think this ain't interesting, 'cause it ain't. But you gotta hide me. She's after me and she's right on my heels.
Well, don't that make it hard to walk?
That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that darn woman trying to chase me down.
Where is she?
Oh, thank heavens I found you!
Looks like she found you, Pa.
She ain't the one I'm worried about.
You mean Miss Hussey is still after you?
And she's the one you ought to be worried about!
You don't have to tell me. I thought I gave her the slip, but she caught me on the South 40.
Oh, well, I must have heard something fierce.
Papa, Miss Hussey can't be that bad.
Oh, you don't understand! She's worse than bad! She's mean, she's greedy, and she doesn't care about anything except for money!
Well, is she with the Internal Revenue?
Right, Harry? We've got to find a place where we can hide Pa until we can stop her!
Well, stop her from what?
to say this, but Harry does have a point. Miss Hussey ain't trying to do nothing but buy land that I don't want to sell.
Well, does she want to buy it for a fair price?
Well, a third of what it's worth.
Oh, we have to hide Father to protect him from that woman.
No, daughter. I ain't exactly a feeble old man.
But you do have a weakness for a pretty face, Father.
I do not.
Did you finish your lunch when Mabel smiled and said, "Pretty please"?
You gotta hide me!
Harry! Hail High Paw! You stole Sheila!
Oh, you betcha! Well, I'll stay right here and I'll stall Miss Hussey. She won't get past me. Because Quiet Harry here's on guard. And with Quiet Harry on guard, there ain't nobody gonna get past him.
You seem paw friendly.
He went that way, Miss Hussey. You betcha! See? Well, I told you. As soon as there Miss Sheila Hussey walks in, well, I'm gonna... Oh, I'm gonna be in big trouble. Well, I just hope they change their minds about where they're gonna hide Pa before they hit him there.
Why were they gonna hide Pa from Sheila?
Well, how'd you know that?
You just said so, you darn fool.
Oh, I guess I did. Do you need something from me, Sheriff?
I need to know when you intend on taking care of that little matter of the Brandon we've been talking about. You keep saying you're going to get it done, but you still ain't got it done.
Well, I just don't understand why we have to brand lost cattle down in the orchard that already have brands on them.
Because we have to mark him as evidence so we can tell the lost cattle from the rustled cattle. As you know, there are 5 ranches in this county.
Well, I know that. There's the X bar, the bar X bar, the X bar X, the X bar X, the X bar X bar, and the X bar X bar.
Which is why we have to change the brands. If they had the right brands, anybody could tell whose cattle they were.
Oh, well, that's why we've got to brand them with the X bar X bar X bar X bar X bar X bar X brand.
You catch on quick, Harry. Now get to work!
Yes, well, I'll go get a fire started, Sheriff. Matches? Well, I got me no matches. All right. Sheriff, you got... Reach for the sky, varmint!
What's the matter with you, Harry?
Nothing now. I finally caught my Black Bart bushwhacker.
Where? Where'd you catch him?
In front of me, as if you didn't know. Where'd the sheriff go?
You don't suppose, do you?
Sheriff! 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 Oh, Sheriff! Sheriff! Sheriff!
Harry!
Right there!
Oh, Sheriff! Oh. I am so glad I found you! I just caught me black. Well, I caught me.
Caught who, Harry?
Oh, darn it, I lost him again.
Who'd you lose?
Black Bart Bushwhacker. He was here just a second ago. This is the second darn time I've lost him. Did I ever tell you that story? See, me and my pal, Steve Dashin, caught Black Bart Bushwhacker a while back.
Black Bart Bushwhacker?
Yeah, him! And we was taking him to jail. All of a sudden, he stops his horse and says my horse's shoes was untied. So, I got off my horse to look. And by the time I realized my horse didn't wear the kind of shoes that come untied, he was gone. Boy, that make me mad!
Why? Because you fell for such a stupid trick?
Because it was the second time that day I fell for it.
Harry, get to work!
You betcha, Sheriff. Oh my goodness, I almost had it.
I'd try knocking him out by hitting him in the head, but I don't think that would help.
Oh, that must be the new sheriff. He'll help me stop Sheila Hussey from hurting the friendlies. Sheriff! Sheriff, I need your help! You!
You!
So it is you! Well, by the time I get through with you, you'll wish you'd never met me.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got one question for you.
Oh? Well, I would have thought you had a lot of questions.
Just one. Who are you?
You don't know me?
If I knowed you, I wouldn't have asked the darn question.
I guess not. He doesn't know me. I might be able to use this to my advantage. But for right now, I've got Sheila Hussey and Black Bart. This is going to be a very long day. Oh, well, it was real nice meeting you, Sheriff, but I better be getting back to work.
Wait, didn't you have some business with me?
Oh, I do. Oh, no, I don't. Nothing you need to worry about. At least not now. I gotta go.
That was odd. But then around here, what ain't?
You seem paw-friendly.
Should I have?
You know that old man is faster than he looks.
He'd have to be. So I guess this means you ain't got your hands on the fruit farm yet.
No, but I will.
Not before I do.
Over my dead body.
That can be arranged real quick.
Wait! There would be a lot of money in it for both of us.
Really?
You need a better place to get rid of your rustled cattle, and I need the land for my railroad town.
We both can't get what we want in this.
Maybe we should work together. It would be a better way to get rid of your rustled cattle.
I don't think so. With that railroad here, I wouldn't have no place to hide the critters I'm stealing.
What's wrong with a nice, safe railroad barn?
Nothing, I guess.
You think of it, Bart. You could send your gang anywhere down the rail line, rustle cattle, and then ship them out anywhere you want.
Same day shipping. I wonder if that would work. What's in it for you?
Gambling, saloons, dance halls. I would be the only owner of law-abiding dens of iniquity in town.
Wouldn't the sheriff have something to say about that?
You are the sheriff?
Oh, yeah.
We will both be rich. Let's say we take a little walk in the orchard and work out the details. Perhaps I can interest you in a nice, juicy apple.
Don't mind if I do. Well, this should be an interesting partnership, at least until I find a way to double-cross her. And everybody knows there's nothing like a good double-cross to seal a partnership.